Hi everyone. Many small businesses, especially creators or crafters, struggle with figuring out the best price to sell their products to turn a profit. To solve this problem, I have created this cost of goods sold workbook to help you determine your best selling price, particularly when combined with the break-even analysis and maximum profit worksheet and my inventory workbook. In this video, we'll go through my cost of goods sold workbook, explaining how it will help you and how to use it. These spreadsheets are available in my inventory and pricing bundle, mega bundle, or they're included in the business management course as part of my Furniture Flipping 101 program. The business management course can be taken independently of the skills courses in the program. You'll find links to the bundles and my website in the description below. Before we get into how to use the workbook, I want to explain its purpose and how it will benefit your business. Your first question might be, what is the cost of goods sold, or COGS? Creators, artisans, or manufacturing businesses assemble items from raw materials. Those raw materials are your costs of goods sold. That term might sound rather imposing, but break it down into its components. Cost is the expense of the goods sold, the items that you make and sell. So whatever goes into the goods you sell are the cost of goods sold. When assembling an item, you should know how much it costs your business to make it. Using the input costs, you can use a markup to ensure you're earning a profit on the sale. The markup is determined using the break-even analysis and maximum profit worksheet, which is also included in the bundles. The primary purpose of the cost of goods sold workbook is to calculate these input costs. Then it will calculate the minimum selling price. Anything less than this means a loss, not a profit. Next, the book will track your assembled items, simplifying posting sold items to your bookkeeping software. You can print the individual asset pages to file in your month-end files to track your income. Additional benefits to the workbook are you can look back at previously assembled items and look up products used, the amount of time it took to create the item, which is especially helpful when generating a custom quote for a similar product, and you can see how much profit you make on each sale. So let's get into how to use the workbook. You will receive template files as part of your purchase or course enrollment. Save these files somewhere you can access them. Now navigate to the download files and click on the file to open the COGS with the timesheet. This is a temporary file, not the original template file. Save the open file somewhere you can access it easily later. I suggest saving this as your master file. You won't need to save it by year like you will for the inventory workbook. You will add to this file each year. Once saved, open the file or continue. There's an instruction sheet for future reference. The first thing you'll do is create a copy of the template sheet. This preserves the template for reuse. If you accidentally use the template, transfer the information to a copy and clear the template for reuse. Assuming you have an assembled item, or maybe it is a work in progress but you want to keep track of the inputs as you go, you'll create a new sheet for that item. Go to the inventory number sheet and enter a description of your assembled item in the next available row. Make it unique enough to differentiate from the other products you make. An oval oak table with 4 chairs is better than a dining table. You can change the inventory numbers to suit your business. For example, I use F for furniture and D for decor. Once you have a new inventory number, you can duplicate the template tab. Hold down Control, left click on the template tab, and while holding the mouse key down and Control, drag the tab and drop it to make a copy. You will see a plus sign appear in the icon. Or you can right click and choose Make a Copy. Right click on the new tab and rename it with the inventory number you just used. Next, we'll link the new sheet to both the inventory number sheet and the summary sheet. On the new sheet, in the Piece Overview section, find the inventory number cell below the label and type in equals. Navigate to the inventory sheet using the tab at the bottom. Unfortunately, the menu buttons do not work for this purpose. Select the inventory number you used for this item, the same one that you named the sheet, and hit Enter. We'll now link the new sheet to the summary sheet. On the summary sheet, select the next available row and choose the inventory number column. Type equals in this cell and using the bottom tabs, return to the sheet you just created. In the Item Details for Summary Sheets section, select the cell under Inventory Number and type Enter. You will automatically return to the summary sheet. Now you want to copy across, so select the same cell in the inventory number that you just linked, and when the cursor turns into a bold plus sign, Holding your mouse key down, drag across and release when you get to the last column. This links those cells to your newly created sheet and updates with the data once you enter it. To generate a hyperlink to the new sheet, again, select the inventory number cell on the summary sheet, use Control-K, select the section, choose a place in this document, select the newly created sheet and hit Enter or OK. Now you can jump to that sheet from the summary sheet. Now we are ready to use the new sheet. Return to the sheet by clicking the newly created link or selecting it at the bottom. The shaded cells on this page are where you will enter data. Start with the cost of goods sold calculations section. Ideally, you'll be close enough to completion to do this in one step, but you can come back to it if you haven't finished the piece. Refer to your inventory workbook. To avoid confusion, try to match the description of the cost items to the inventory workbook. Enter the category, quantity used, and cost per item, which you get from the inventory workbook. The checkbox reminds you to update the inventory workbook simultaneously as you add the items to your list here. The total cost is calculated and the amount by category is updated in the pricing calculations section based on the category chosen. Enter items like a shipping box if you plan to ship, or this can be added later. You can use the time calculations section to track your time and use it as part of your calculations. Adding an hourly rate will calculate the total time costs, which are automatically filled in to the pricing calculations section. In the production notes section, enter details like paint colors, hardware used, things you fixed, special tools you needed, etc. Use this data for future reference. Maybe you need to go back and repair a paint chip, or you want to replicate the piece, then you can look back and see what you did on this one. In the pricing calculations section, fill in the markup percentage you determined in the break-even analysis and maximum profit worksheet. Your minimum posting price calculates, which is the minimum price you should list your item for to earn a profit while covering your expenses. The minimum selling price is not the listing price. Use your knowledge of the market plus the piece's innate value and account for the skills you put into the production to set the selling price. I teach more about this in the business management course. These calculations will give you a better understanding of your business and how to make the most money. Essentially, a profit comes down to the difference between your input and overhead costs and your selling price. Let's assume you are now ready to post your item for sale. You've determined what price you'll post it for and have it posted on the selling platforms you use. Enter the locations where you post the item for sale in the selling platform section, checking off the add box. The check boxes will help you to remember to remove an item if this is something you do. You may decide to leave the sold items posted as sold as part of your business strategy. Next, go to the piece overview section. Enter the date posted, posted price, and status. You can update the status as you go. If you assemble your item in your bookkeeping software, you can check off item assembled. See my video on assembling items into your bookkeeping software. Now let's assume the item has sold. Check the box for the platform it's sold on and enter where it's sold on the Sold On Platform field of the Piece Overview section. Also enter the date sold, sold for price, and payment method. The days to sell will automatically calculate. Use the Sale Posted checkbox when you post the sale to your bookkeeping software. If a shipping fee is collected, money the customer pays you, enter it in the Freight Revenue field of the Sale Calculation section. If you paid third-party fees to a business such as Etsy, enter those along with any delivery costs or fuel costs you incurred. These figures are only for calculating profit and for information. You won't post them directly to your bookkeeping software using this form. Instead, you'll post them as an invoice. You don't want to post them twice. Always post from the form that they were paid from. The worksheet will calculate your profit or loss. Note that the item details summary sheet at the top of the sheet will automatically fill in the labeled data, and the data will be transferred to the summary sheet. If you want to track more data on the summary sheet, you can use the steps you learned earlier by using the equal sign and connecting the data. You will need to add another column to the summary sheet or replace data that you don't want. Let me know if you need more instructions on how to do that. Unfortunately, the column formatting on the summary sheet won't transfer. I'd update that as needed so the values make sense. If you know how to get the formatting transferred, let me know in the comments. You won't use the list section too much, but you can update your account codes to match your chart of accounts. I include a chart of accounts for the business management students in my program, and these are the codes I use. If you update the chart of accounts, you must change the template to match the names exactly, including their location in the list. You could break the template lookup features if you don't match the cell references. For example, if I change paint to cars in the template, I must change paint to cars in the list. If I mix and match, the lookups will break. So you can make changes, but verify that the count numbers are correct, and when you enter in the cost of goods sold section, that the prices match their category. That sums up how to use the cost of goods sold workbook. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.